back in Scotland. Plan of action now is to clear the hallway all the way up, pulling any loose plaster down, sealing and getting the carpet up. Could be wet all the way underneath. I don't know. Again, I'm not the expert, so I don't know. But the piece of wood we took out, we left there. And I can't understand why that central heating pipe work has been run on the underside of the beam. That's the first time I've ever seen something like that. It's normally the other way around on the top. That may be something I may get changed, and I'll run plastic up and drill holes through the beam and just reconnect those, but use plastic and put it in properly, because on the underside that could get damaged from screws and that from putting stuff up. And that concludes it. You know, as I say, I'm no expert, but I'm only going on what I've seen in this property. The hole there was, again, my hand disappearing for it because I leant on it. This is the office. Well, this was known as the office. This is going to be downstairs bedroom from me. But this wall was completely damaged by the flood. Same as the wall at the back. These have all got to come out because they're all mould damaged, and the ceilings as well, they are showing signs in those. These are brand new lights I put up. One time when I come out over Christmas, I had to change these because the other lights were starting to get a bit smelly and hot. There was a 2 metre radiator there which we took out because obviously it took the brunt of the water and it was completely damaged from rust and other crap that was all over it. So I've decided to throw that away and we'll order up new radiators. The wall I took down because literally you could put your finger through it. Again, we'll repair that. The understairs cupboard I had to take out because obviously all my tools were in there and they got absolutely wrecked. And obviously all the plasterboard fell down in there, so I thought strip it out to start again. There was a radiator here as well in this room which I've taken out and will be coming out completely, and it'll get capped off under the floor. Obviously more mushrooms growing there, which is lovely. You know, hideous things. This door here was flood damaged that you couldn't open it, or I did open it on the day we got here, and then I had to use a crowbar to shut it because I couldn't get the door closed properly. But our plan, because obviously we've got 2 front doors and we don't need one because this was the original front door to the house, we will be taking the door out and we will be getting a window put in there to put more light into this area and do away with the door, but that's something we will sort out. The radiator there basically fell over. I've actually got to check the pipework under the floor when I get to this stage of taking the floor up, because I think either that pipe or the other one is actually snapped, because the radiator was laying down 90 degrees to the floor and pipework don't bend that far. But again, ceilings all came down. There was parts left up, but there was parts that came down. Obviously all the lagging's gone mouldy, so that will all be getting cut out. The bolts are all mouldy, so they get treated, or majority of the upstairs will be lifted and replaced. But at the same token, all pipework will be sorted out. Anything redundant will be taken out and destroyed and replaced with new. This is the utility room. Again, all this area here, the wall was completely knackered. The units were held up onto a piece of MDF board that was over the top of the plaster, but that was covered in mould, and when I took that off, the plasterboard just fell off the wall. The ceiling had come down in this section, which had caused, because it came down with a light fitting on it, it actually dented the washing machine that was stored in here, because I hadn't quite got around to fitting that yet. That was one of the things that I brought up just after Christmas to install the washing machine, and obviously it got damaged. The washing machine is actually full of water. Still trying to work out how you got it in there. I believe the drawer may have opened slightly, or it may being opened slightly, and the water cascaded in, but all the electronics are blown. So that washing machine is completely knackered. Again, more mushrooms growing. I took this wall out because I needed to get access to here, because this wall was damaged, not from the flood. It was previous sloppy workmanship. And me and my brother decided that we needed to get access to redo all that brickwork because it was atrocious. So I've blocked that up under my own expense, no expense to anyone else. The boiler, I have attempted to fire the boiler and it does run, so I know the boiler is fine because I've heard it fire. Obviously controls, motorised valves, I've manually moved over and I've heard the water moving around. The pump should be waterproof, watertight, same as the valves. If not, I can change the heads to the valves, so that's not a problem. There was some electrics removed there, which was a cooker point, which I took out because it was something that wasn't needed. So it's been mostly made redundant. The kitchen units in here were completely destroyed, so I took those out, removed the plasterboard because it was all mouldy. There's only one little bit left in there, which is down the back of the boiler, which I can't get out, plus where all the controls are. But again, these will all be taken out. The pipework will be altered, and you know, tidied up and made to look better. A lot of those valves and that will probably go up in the loft to make life a lot easier. But again, the floor in here is blown. It's a timber. It's an original timber floor Though looking at the way that is down there, that could be bolts there, or it could be the sheet timber that we've got underneath all this lot. Again, I've got to take the tiles up to find out, but this you know, is ongoing. Again, the understairs. This is the storeroom out the back. We've taken plaster down. This all fell down, but we've taken all this out, as you can see, because obviously there's mould. It's part of the original building, but there's a lot of mould in here that I need to rectify. There's walls that have got to be looked at to see why they're all different shapes and sizes. But again, more mushrooms growing over in the corner there, plenty of them. So I don't know what is under this floor. This unit that we inherited is completely wrecked. It's all blown now, and it doesn't. Yeah, it's all come apart. So that's basically wrecked. All the joints are blown. That was a nice piece of furniture. That was. I was looking forward to using that as a stores box, but that's wrecked. All this stuff on here was existing. That was left by a previous owner. So we're not worried about that. Lights in here don't work, so we need to get up. There's a hole there in the roof. So all stuff that's going to get sorted. The fuse board, which was up here, which blew, this has all been replaced and it's all updated. This is redundant, and this is going to be moved from here into the storeroom. This is the temporary supply that I've had put on, which I paid for by an electrician to get put on temporarily so we could run some power. This bathroom, I doubt, is going to light up very well in here, but you know, there's voids everywhere, which I think me and my brother are going to brick up because he's not happy about that. This ducting is what goes upstairs in that other room that was in that corner I showed you, and as you can see, you know, water did cascade down it because it's brought dirt down. That was a window that was in this room, which didn't go nowhere because obviously it was bolted up the other side in the front room. So I'm now taking that out, blocking that up, because what's the point of having it? But I doubt we're going to see very well, but there's mushrooms growing everywhere. I've got them down here as well. You know, so all got to be sorted out first. There's the existing pipework which we'll make use of. This toilet is operational, but only when the water's turned on. That might actually. Better turn that on quickly just to
how I'm going to get that down yet. I could have gone down into the floor and come back up, but too late now, the floor's down. So that I can then put some rock wool in the walls, and it just makes it look finished, and it also stops all the bloody rubbish up there, all the loose block work falling down, because it's just ain't a hell of a mess in this floor. And then my next task will be probably, I doubt it'll be plasterboard in this, but I may, if I have the strength, try and lay the floor. So I want to try and get as much of the stuff out as possibly and store it elsewhere. I've got bags of bags of insulation, which most of that will go upstairs anyway in one of the rooms up there. I'll just put the plasterboard in here. I've got timber to get out as well, but some of that's going to be used, so I might as well leave it down. I'll probably find a use for it. I've got other projects in the pipeline once the house is done. You know, stuff like that, silly little things like that. Probably build another shed as well for storage. I've got a wood storage shed to build as well, so I can put all my wood in it for the wood burner. So there's plenty of things to do, but this video is all about getting the electrics in for this room, getting the towel out into the next light, the live feed, and then going on from there. So I'm just going to carry on pulling some cable through, and hopefully this one will be in next. And then I've only got two more. Yeah, excuse the fashion as well. I'm running out of clean clothes at the moment, so I've had to put a wash on. We've not had the weather up yet to put a wash on and get it outside to dry, so I've had to wait. And yeah, I do wash clothes. That'd be surprising. I'll pull that one back. Take some of slack out that cable. Well, not some of it, not all of it, but just some of it. Right, and this is going over here. So need a bit to go up there, down there. So we'll cut it about there. That should be a long enough tower for lights. I will mark it which circuit that is. But for the moment, the time being, it's just going to hang there because I've got to drill a hole up there yet. Right, let's get. This is going to be my live feed going out, so I'll put quite a bit off here because this has got to go out to the hallway. Well, it's only got to get out there because I'm going to put a light at the bottom of the hallway, and then there's going to be another one. Yeah, I'll put a light there, so this has only got to get over to there. That's where the pipe work is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to feed this totally the opposite way round. This is going to go across here and fall down the wrong place. Yep, always the way in it. The cable always goes the wrong way. Being told, it's a good thing. Sorry about that. You've got the camera shakes then. That's because you're right on top of it. Sorry about that, people. So this is my live feed going across to the other light. The beauty of it is it's only got to go about there. Put a bit more on it. That can all go back over to there, and then that's going over to there. God, as I've tripped myself over. And there's the light on then. Must have been here somewhere, must have been there. Something about there, don't I? It's not going to be a low pendant light anyway, this is going to be a ceiling light out here. Got a bit of wood. I could run it. Right, so I'm going to cut that one about there. So I talk to myself half the time. It still don't make any sense, huh? I'm going to do that. That cable is, it's over there, is in position. To the first light. allows me. Right. Oh, yeah, that's it. That's right. That's just 3 minutes. Right. So I've got another switch cable to put in for the second light, which I ran all the way down there. Yeah, that one runs all the way there. So this one only has to go to this light. That's just literally there. Through there. And that's it. Right, so what I do is that's the switch. So I just pair all my cables up, stick a bit of tape around them, just to hold them together and make them look neater. So my old man taught me years ago. Whether it's right or not, I don't care. Right, that's the one. Yeah, that's the one I'm putting in. So there are my 2 lives. So daisy chain them together. Like that. And then I know that's my switch. Let me just go through there like that. And be stuck there like that. Right, that be that. Oh, that be that lot. That does me ankle again. So we'll roll this out again. Slack up. A bit up there. A bit down there. Switch lives. So switches. There's probably electricians going out there. Oh, we'll do it in the sockets now. Well, sorry, mate. I'm old-fashioned. I prefer the old way. You know, the acid burning the arms don't bother me. You know, I've done it for years. Operated that way, and you know, I've never gone cried over one on me about acid burning my arms. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, there wasn't a socket in here, was it? Well, it doesn't matter because I can always whack an hole in. I'm going to come down. Well, I could come down the first one. Don't really matter, does it? Don't matter which one I go down. This Good morning from Renovation Couple 24. This is just an overview of everything that's been done this month. So we've come in through the front door. These timbers have all been laid in the hallway, and they basically go as far as there because obviously it's wooden floor. They extend through to the front room, but they also extend through to the kitchen. Now, I had all the original timber floor, studs and flooring was still trapped underneath there, and I had to cut that all free. Lucky enough, there was no fixings in the main piece of timber because obviously they'd done the studding before they put the floor down. And it was once I've cut the nails from the battens, it literally fell out. So managed to get that out. The back edge was just a few odd pieces that broke off when we were digging out, me and my brother. Also had the same thing there, but I had to take the bottom plate off the wall. That actually came out with all the crap on it, so the whole lot was thrown, so I'll rebuild that wall. I managed to save the two studs, got them cleaned up, so they'll stay in. Same as that one, managed to get that one cleaned up after taking again the studs off. Now to get these pieces of timber through, because they're 4 meters long, or 4.8 meters long, I didn't want to do loads of cuts. So I actually took the bottom plate off this wall, disconnected it from the end wall there, just one noggin, and then it sort of swung, and it was enough for me to be able to get all this crap out from underneath it. But at the same token, I managed to get the noggin out, had the floor plate out, and then I laid all the timbers, being able to cut round all my part work as well, and then laying it all back down, you know, all through here as well. So basically, this is the kitchen area. So that's that all sorted. Front room is pretty much the same stuff. Again, I had loads of crap on along all the edges to get out, which I ended up having to take the bottom battens off. So I've got that all to put back. Managed to get all the timbers down right the way across here, up to the door. I've got some planing down timbers there to get just in front of the windows, both of those on patio windows as well. And then over here, because we're having a fireplace put in, I had to cast the half, concrete half, so it's in. I haven't struck the battens yet. I should have done really, I suppose. Simply because I just don't need time to do it. I might, no I won't, because my drill's put all away. But I also managed to get some of the insulation in here, all around the walls. You know, it's just something to do, same as in the kitchen, all the high level stuff, because obviously all the electrics, I've got all the points where the electrics are coming down, so I know which pieces are lagging to come out. Now we come out to the utility room. Utility room was just some pipe alterations I had to do in this corner. I'll walk over there. I just had to connect a few bits of pipe up there. There was an additional 22mm that came from, you know, it was the original the original feed to the system. Obviously these valves weren't here, and then this was added afterwards, and it went up into the ceiling and under the floor. So I cut all that out because it was all in 28mm, put it all in 22, made some alterations there. I've changed it all under the floor as well, so it all runs better, because the pipe work was an absolute nightmare in here. The half here I chopped out because obviously we're not going to use it. It's in the utility room now. This was the original kitchen. So I took that out, added that joist. That was a piece I took out from somewhere else. This was the only part that weren't rotten on it. So I chopped it out, checked it, and that obviously formed across there to join those two former joists. Did some pipe work out here as well. It was basically stabbed this one in here and that one in there. That's the 1200 rad that's going in here. The pipe work there that I'm pointing to runs across and goes into the bedroom 5. Then you've got pipe work here which runs along and then turns and goes into the storeroom. So we'll actually take a trot down the storeroom. It's going to be pretty dark in here, but in here we've managed to rip up the old floor. I had to change the joist right over in the corner there because it was rotten. That's where that other piece came. Put the netting in for the lagging. Now I've only bolted so far because there is a water main in here and I want that kept an eye on, because obviously the house is cold, so I've left it open, the floor down here. It's literally that pipe there, it's just going across there at a diagonal, and it turns and goes out to pick up the mains. But yeah, I left this open because obviously if there's any leaks, I don't want the water hidden underneath the bowls or wrecking everything underneath. So I've left it like this till we come back. Then obviously if there's no leaks, I'll seal the rest of this up, floor the rest of it, and get all the battens done. But I have managed to do a bit of plasterboarding on the back wall because that wall was still in. It literally swung again and I slid the bolts underneath it. Put, what, 6 bolts down? Yeah, 6 bolts down or 8 bolts, I can't count. 6 bolts down. Staggered my joints. I know that one's over the top of the walkway, but I believe that once you glue them, because I glue all my joints, once I glue, that's not weak then, it's joint, and it's got a lot of glue on it. So, yeah, this is going to be like a spare room, not a spare room as opposed to a spare bedroom, but a spare room for lounging in. I might put a bookcase in here, so books, so we've got a nice quiet reading area. But it's very dark in here. This is the original part of the house, the old crofter house. I've got a window there to change. Fuse board is going up here. So I've got all the cables in. I ran all these cables, the ring main in here. And then that came back out and went into this bedroom. Now this is a tight space to get in because obviously, again, this is a room that I've insulated all the walls. I've got all the electrics in. I've got a socket there, socket over there, a socket here, a socket up there high level because it's going to be a workbench, and then a high level socket there because it's going to be behind a cabinet of some sort there. But yeah, I bolted, I basically did the floor in here. It's all insulated as well. Did all the floor. Pipe works there, and one there. So there's a 2 metre rating here. So we got that all insulated, all plasterboarded as well. And I got as far as the door used to be there. And obviously in one of my other videos, I mentioned that my neighbour mentioned about it, and I'd already thought about changing the door because obviously the plans that I've got for the original house, the door was roughly where we've just come through the wall, a bit further along. So I'm actually going to put that door back there so that the entranceway is opposite the toilet. So, but yeah, this is the downstairs bedroom. I've got a bit of plasterboard up there to do. I've got some more battens to put in to bring that into the right side. I think I've got 2 battens to put in there. And then I've got probably a couple of more to put in here. I've done one there, as you can see, by the gap. That's a batten there I had to add. So I'll measure 400. I think my 400 comes out. I think I've actually worked it out. That's my next 400 there. And then there's another one. And then there's a silly little cut on the end, I think it works out at. But yeah, that's the downstairs. Obviously the bathroom, nothing's changed in there. Obviously the hallway, yeah, that's another bit. When it stripped all the hallway up out here. This was still wet underneath. So I had to put the heater on for 4 days, sorry, to dry this all out. I sprayed all the timbers as well, chemical treatment. To kill off any insects like wood lice and stuff like that, and any mold or rot that was in the timber or parasites that rot the timbers. Sprayed all that, broke that plasterboard up to there to expose that a bit more. I've got to get an electrician in to do all that, or the electrical company, just to move their header, or I'll have to put a piece of plasterboard on there so they can just mount that again. And then all the way out here, obviously alterations to the pipework. This was a massive spaghetti junction here. You know, it reminded me of the M6, M1 and all that interjunction crap that you see sometimes, you know, loads of flyovers into nothing. It's now just straight pipework upstairs. Pipework going across there, that one there, now feeds all the downstairs radiators. And that purely feeds the upstairs radiators, whereas before you had pipework going that way for downstairs radiators, pipework off the end of this going over across here, then down here, and then upstairs. So the balancing the system would have been impossible. Then we come up the stairs. Now we stripped all the floors up here. Bedroom 1, bedroom 2 was already started, but I had to lay, I think it was 5 bolts, the 3 on the run we're standing on there, and now I think, no, it was 1 on there as well. No, 2 that end. So it's technically 5 bolts. So I got those in. I put the pipework in as well. That was previous, but I had to alter it because it was too close to the wall. So I had to bring it away from the wall. We've got also up here, I've managed to get the electrics up, which came up there. Then yesterday, or the day before yesterday, I carried on doing all the ring main. Got supply there, one over there, one there, one there. I think there's about 5 switches in here. Got the battens on the wall, insulated it, lighting circuits in as well. Built this stud wall. I think I built part of this previously, and then I just added 4 more joists, or whatever you want to call it, so I could extend the electrics up to here. Obviously I've got that bit to do that we've just walked through. That's because that floor's open, so I'll do that next time I'm up. Shouldn't have eaten that peanut. So yeah, I've got all the battens in here, but I did run out in here. I ended up using all the little bits, and it was just getting too fiddly farting and stuff, so I managed to get up to that corner. I think there's a couple of little battens I've got to put down the bottom. Oh no, that's the reason I stopped, because I didn't want to open another bag of insulation up just to do those areas. Yeah, I've got all the offcuts, but they tend to fall out. So we're insulated up there. We've got power to there. Power comes across and it's just hanging there. That's going to go across to the wall that I haven't built yet. So again, all the floors were ripped out here. Might as well do the whole lot. Basically the rest of the hallway, I think up to the pipework there, was still had floor in it. So all this was ripped up. And obviously, you know, all the battens were cleaned up. Still got a couple of bits there I've missed. But yeah, we opened all that up. Did loads of pipe alterations here. This is the central heating now coming up. This was all running, this pipe work here was all 15 mil all the way up here from that corner. So I've altered it over there, tidied it up because it was a mess, because the radiator originally went along that wall there and it was surface mounted pipe work, looked shit. So I've chopped all that out, cut those ones back in. I should have really run those in 22, but never mind. And it runs up, and just under here it connects back into the 15 mil, because it tees off that way, and then goes into the bedrooms. But yeah, done all that, altered some pipe work in the central system. As I say, I had 3 pipes coming up for the cylinder, and only 2 ever connect to the cylinder, so I've chopped out the one that wasn't needed. I think that was the cold water supply in, which I always thought went in the return. No, that was the return, that's right, yeah, because that's the return there. So cold water came into there, the other one was the vent, that's right. So I've chopped all that out because we don't need it, because I'm putting an unvented cylinder in. Altered the drain as well for there, because that was sticking up, so I've turned it. That's just a bit more pipe work done. Done a bit of pipe work here this morning, just had to alter this for a bigger radiator. There's a, instead of a 700 in here, there's a 800 going in here, because I'm nicking the 700 for one of the bedrooms. Done no alterations in here yet, because the radiator is going to stay the same size. The bath, I believe, is going to go this end of the bathroom, which is technically where the shower was. So I'll have that piece of timber there to that piece of pipe there to alter. But again, it bows like nothing on this earth. It relied on the floor to hold it down, but there's no way that's going to be higher there than it is where it goes over the pipe. So it's going to be higher at that point there than it is there, even if you put the floorboards down. It's a real shitty idea of way of doing it, but yeah, the water will gradually go, but you'll always have a bit of shit in that pipe. So I've got that to alter. Once we get the floors down, I'll be able to, well, I'll have to alter that first where the bath's going, but I'll get all the floor plates down. I think I'm putting the walls on this hallway down first before I put the floors in, so that I can have a layout of the floor anyway. So that's basically this area. So it's just a case of rip out all the battens off the wall as well. That to be ripped out to get the floor up. That's all the way round as well. I did all this as well. Got that all ripped out. Then we come into bedroom 3, which I'd taken the floor up. And I was stripped back to basically these radiator pipes, because I had to alter them as well. And then I had to lay that side of the floor first, because I had to raise it by 35 mil. I had to raise the floor to come in level with this on the other side. So I had to raise it with battens, but I had to do short battens, build the floor on it, so I could then turn round and strip the floor going that way. You know, it gave me a platform to work with. I'd sort of strip so much, then I'd lay a bit of floor. You know, I just used that little short bits of batten. I think I got to the other side of there, which was another 2 bolts with short bits. Then I extended that across just so that I had a walkway there. You know, so I could walk in and out, because obviously the original floor was still down. And then it was a case of working off ladders below to put the rest of the battens in, so I could then lay the bolts. Then I got the bolts in, and then, well, as you can see, I laid it. All the battens were chopped. You'll see the difference in the timbers there. They were all chopped off. That was all stripped out, all that bit, so that all come out as one, but they're all sort of chopped off where I could. Laid the floor, and then once the floor was all down and I'd sealed it and the radiator was back in, I then put all the battens back in and then completely insulated that wall. Left those 2 out because of the electrics. Left that out because that's very thin wood there. It's only an inch thick, so that's probably going to be the only places that aren't insulated. Plus the fact it's an internal wall anyway. So yeah, got all this insulated this month, all the way around. There's a couple of bits up there missing, but they're sitting on the floor that I couldn't be bothered to put up. There's a couple that are left out for the electrics to come up. I've got a socket going in there. Obviously a socket going in beyond that bolt. There's another one going in about here somewhere up in this wall when I build it. And then there'll be another one the other side, so it'll come through up into that one, out, up here again. Then obviously it's the wardrobe doors. Then that power goes across to a socket that's going to be in that wall, but it's going to be right next to the radiator because there's another wardrobe going this side. And then that comes out of there, goes across to that socket, which then links up with that socket. Then there's going to be one in the end wall there, just on the corner of it, if I can get it in. If not, it'll be the other side by the door. Then that's that done. Then I'll probably come out and put a socket in the wall there, come out of there, back to a socket on the end of the bathroom, and then that goes back to the fuse board, and that's the main upstairs done, obviously with everything else in between there. So that's the plan. That's how far we've got. I think for a month, one person on their own, I got quite a bit done. Oh yeah, I built this column as well, because this block work was literally sitting on that amount of brickwork there, 2 inches, and it's supposed to be on 150 mil. So I built that block work. Yeah, it's a single course. There's no tie. Well, it is tied in. It's tied in with stainless steel brackets and stainless steel screws, 4-inch screws. So it's all tied in just to tie that edge up. There's some more block work downstairs that I started because I was using the leftover blocks from this. And that's basically this wall right below us here. That's the old fireplace. I think that originally come over and it was a double chimney or something. And they basically just left the corner of the fireplace there, you know, the opening, and that was it. Nothing in between. You know, it's just like someone's got taken a big chunk out of the wall. So I'm blocking that up to put a bit of strength in it, because it is an old house that it's built on, where they use plaster lath as cement or something like that anyway. So it's very dry, the cement. You can literally knock the blocks out, or blocks of stone out. So I'm going to tile that in and then put a heavy render on it, just to sort of tie it all together. But that's pretty much the job done. You know, I think personally, oh yeah, and I altered the 2 doors as well, and also downstairs the walkway on the hallway, where the walkway is down there. I had to alter the doorway there because it was actually mounted on the floor, this flooring downstairs, and I had to take the timbers out to be able to get the flooring out, and then rebuild it straight down onto the rafters. And in some cases I had to build boxings out of two before, like that one over there. See if I can zoom in, like that under there, just to support the wall. That's all made out of 2x2, but I can still run cables through it. So it's nice and solid. I've got one there, and I believe, yeah, there's one there, but it is offset because that timber is offset. So I had to put another piece of wood on the side of it. And then, you know, it's all tied down to the rafters, the same as the rest of it. You know, this is actually a supporting wall. All this is. You know, we've got holes like that and like that. Here's the best one. Holes like that in it, which allowed all the water when the tank pipe burst up there, allowed all the water to piss out across the entire house, and that's what caused all the damage. So yeah, that's a heads up on what we've done, or what I've done this month. This is the glorious ventilation, which just goes into the loft and nowhere else. So that's all coming out. I'm actually putting vents straight out the walls in this bathroom. That bathroom downstairs, I think I can get a vent out in that corner. I've got to basically go and have a look. And then this bathroom here, again, the vent is going out the front there next to the window for all the shower steam and all that. Can't understand why it weren't done. But yeah, nothing is going up through this roof. This roof is going to be resealed again, insulated, and then just left. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I think I've done well. You know, I'm not a builder. I'm a plumbing and heating engineer, air conditioning. That's my background, and teaching as well. So I've not done pretty well. I haven't been in the industry for, well, over 10 years. So you know, I've basically just learned off watching people on YouTube, and then doing the confidence to get it right myself. You know, the flooring, yeah, it pretty much slots itself together. It's got instructions on it, you know, this way up. You know, it's got all the writing on it. And I think it says there, where is it? Oh, yeah, this side up. So, you know, it's pretty easy to do. And all you do is, yeah, there's a lot of different people who've watched it. I've watched a building company, I can't remember what they're called. And they're building a house at the moment, and he just literally laid the floor. His joints were a lot bigger than mine, and he just screwed it. No glue in between. So where we got picked up on it on the comments of what, I don't know. But I've actually pushed this. This is only a temporary floor. This is just so the people that are checking on my house while I'm away, if they need to come up this way, this is just a walkway for them. It's all screwed down. You know, it's just for them to check the house, to take a photograph to send to me, so I can send on to the insurance company to say that someone's monitoring the house. But you know, the next time I come up, this will be floored. I will probably come up. Initially, I'm coming up with someone else. That's only going to be a stupid amount of time up here, a stupid amount of work done. But when I come up for the month, that, you know, it'd be nice to get this flooring down, some more battens on the wall, some more insulation in the wall, because then I know, you know, I'm getting that bit closer to being able to move into the house and carry on working, but obviously live out the caravan as well. You know, we may have to use that to sleep in during the summer and eating and shower, and then I just crack on in the house. You know, I get up early in the morning, 6 o'clock, get straight in here and start working. But you know, that's the future. You know, we've got lots of content to come on. We've got bathrooms, we've got obviously the rest of the electrics, the rest of the plasterboarding, building walls, building wardrobes, family bathroom, wet rooms, en suites, tank room or cylinder room, that's going to be called hot water cylinder room, and an airing cupboard, which is going to be basically the whole of this area. It's massive airing cupboard. Obviously doorways, carpentry wise, doorways, I will not be putting in. I will get chippies in to do that, because I haven't got that skill level to cut locks in and stuff like that. Oh, excuse me, sorry about that right then. But back in England.